City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou, and tonight I'm here with
Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes. Parliament rules out new standing orders which will see MPs recite the national pledge and also respond to a roll call at the start of business every morning. Also coming up, former President Mahama continues with campaign in the north with a promise to restore names of universities changed by President Akufo-Addo, among other promises. We'll touch base with his campaign. And later on Eyewitness News.
Our resolution and demands regarding the attack on the Citi FM journalism as follows. 1. That all media houses must blacklist and offer Farouk Ali Mahama no media coverage, interview, etc.
Ghana Journalists Association and several other media associations blacklist Yendi MP Farouk Mahama for leading thuggery against the Citi FM correspondent for the northern region, Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira. We have more on that coming up, as well as business news and the latest headline.
IMF assures of ensuring talks with bilateral creditors and African countries are not protracted.
That's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations, including in the Upper West region on Tumpani Radio 88.5 in Nadoli, also on Jirapa FM 96.1 in Jirapa. In Upper East, we are on Rikas 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo. In the northern region, we are on North Star Radio 92.1 in Tamale. If you go to the northeast region, we are on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerigu. In the western region, on Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady, Sky Power 93.5 FM in Takrady. In the Ashanti region, we are on Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi, as well as Orange 107.9 FM also in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we are live on Sela Radio 97.1 FM in Dabala and Holy 98.5 FM in Aflao. In Savannah region, we are on Kasha 99.5 FM in the capital, Damongo. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, we are interactive. Join us on X by posting using the hashtag Citi Newsroom. The post should be mentioning at Umaru Sanda or at Citi973 so that the world hears what you think. You can also go on WhatsApp and drop your message there, 0549 986 996, 0549 986 996. Let's settle for details of our stories now, and the first one is coming from the House of Parliament. The House resumed today, and with the resumption came some directives or some decisions that have been announced, an amendment of the standing orders of the House of Parliament. And we are hearing that the amendment of the standing orders would require MPs to do a number of things that they ordinarily did not do in the past parliaments. For instance, they would have to recite the national pledge before the start of business, and they would also be doing a roll call before that particular business of the day starts. Aside that, the Speaker of Parliament has also been making other comments on a number of national issues, including the performance of the Ghana Black Stars, which has been very abysmal in the last few years. He has made some suggestions as to how the national Black Stars or the national team can be fixed. So we'll be hearing all of these issues that are coming up from the well of Parliament as the House resumes. First, though, let's hear the members of Parliament start with the national pledge. So here the chant of Speaker, oh Speaker, which has become characteristic of Speaker Bagbin, what MPs usually chant in praise to him since he took over as the Speaker of the House, introducing a number of new measures. For instance, he has since ditched the parliamentary gown on normal sitting days, except on ceremonial days. What that means is that you can go to the House of Parliament, and instead of the Speaker wearing the normal parliamentary Speaker's gown that we see him wear, he would either be in a kente, he could be in a suit, he could be in agbada, he could be in a smock, he could be in any of those dresses that are worn across the country, and he has explained why that position was taken by him and that position holds. Now we are hearing of this new announcement. Our parliamentary correspondent is Ni Aikwe Okain. He's joining us on the line. You're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Sander.
Was this announced or it was just acted for you to see? For instance, the reciting of the national pledge. Was it something that came up as a surprise, or it was first announced that henceforth this is how we are going to proceed with our business?
So as you earlier indicated, Parliament resumed the first meeting of the fourth session today, and to our surprise, we saw on the order paper that after prayers, what follows is the roll call and then also the recitation of the national pledge by MPs. And we were wondering where this new directive was coming from. But what we got to realize was that following the passage of the new standing orders, what we gathered was that this was part of the new standing order. So it was going to be implemented effective today, which the House was going to undertake. So we had some explanations from the first Deputy Minority Whip, Ahmed Ibrahim, who made it clear that this was part of the new standing orders approved by the House, hence its effectiveness today. And the Speaker took over proceedings, and then what we noticed was that he called for the roll call after the prayers and then also the recitation of the national pledge, which the members of Parliament took part in the process. So that forms part of the new standing orders of the House, Sander.
Now, these new standing orders, is it that they went into a committee over the period and have been working on it, for which reason we have what we have now? Do you know much about the amendment of the standing orders?
Yes, so a committee was put in place to ensure the proposal of all these new standing orders, and then it went through the second reading, and then subsequently it was passed by the House, which actually saw the effectiveness of all these new measures that have been proposed in the taking place today. Not only is the roll call and then the national pledge, but what we have also realized is that there is a change in some of the committees in the House, and then the number of members of committees have also been slashed down. We are also told that unlike previously where you would see the appointment committee having members, interview or, probe ministers before they are, given their appointment. What we are going to see now is that experts from the various ministries would join the appointment committee in ensuring that ministers are vetted. So they bring their expertise on board to ensure that ministers that have been nominated by the president to fill particular ministries are vetted thoroughly, just to ensure that they are fit for the roles that they are going to take. And we are also told that heads of state institutions would subsequently be appearing before Parliament to answer queries regarding their respective agencies, unlike in the old standing orders where we had ministers of state appearing before Parliament to answer the questions on behalf of these heads of institutions on questions regarding their agencies. That wouldn't take place anymore. You have the heads of state, heads of state institutions themselves. If, for instance, is the Electoral Commission, we have the EC boss appearing before Parliament to answer questions regarding her agency. And then the roll call after the roll call is taken, regarding the roll call and then the national pledge, what the Speaker indicated is that according to the standing orders, the new standing order 69, this will require that the national pledge wouldn't be said on a daily basis. This is going to be done at the first sitting of every week. So at the commencement of proceedings for the week, the first sitting for the week, that is when the national pledge would be undertaken. But then the roll call would be done on a daily basis.
So the roll call, did they do it today? How was it like? Is it like the way it's done in primary school where they mention our names with surnames first and we respond present, sir, present, madam?
So the roll call took place today. As the names are being mentioned, members of parliament who are present would stand up and then give an indication that they are in the house. Later, after the roll call, we had the Interior Minister Ambrose there raising concern that he didn't hear his name, as well as the Kweku Kwateng also raising concerns that he also did not hear his name. But the Speaker revealed that if you did not hear your name and you are present in the house, you could as well use the attendance sheet to also clarify that you were present in the house.
Who was reading out the names, the Speaker or the clerks at table?
It's the clerk that is doing so.
I see. And so you just rise up and respond to that. What about the issue of change of, the minutes of the previous sitting? They usually would do correction of votes and...
The vote and proceedings is also done. So after the prayers, the roll call takes place. The recitation of the national pledge also takes place. And then we move to, if there is any formal communication from the Speaker and then the President, that is done. Subsequently, the votes and proceedings is also conducted just to correct the minutes of the previous session.
Let's talk about the announcement or messages from the Speaker and the President. I'm not sure there was any message from the President, but there was a message from the Speaker, wasn't there? What did he say to us today?
So the Speaker, in his formal communication to the House, actually raised concerns about the performance of the Black Stars. We know it's been quite topical over the period after the Black Stars exited the 2023 AFCON. Concerns have been raised about the abysmal performance here and there. Speaker indicated that the dismissal of coaches of the national football team isn't really the panacea to deal with the challenges that confront the football of our country. What he actually proposed was that there should be a comprehensive strategy that is aimed at dealing with this particular situation and not necessarily issues having to do with the coach. So he proposed that there should be an extensive, strategy that is aimed at dealing with the challenges. He also raised concerns about the exit of members of parliament, experienced members of parliament for that matter, following the recent primaries, the NPP and then NDC primaries, which were held just recently. We've seen that quite a number of MPs, some declared their intent actually not to seek re-election, but then considering the number of MPs who were also voted against in the primaries, he believes that this is going to have a toll on Ghana's democracy. So he called on political parties to ensure that they initiate measures aimed at ensuring that this particular situation is actually dealt with. He is not saying that primaries should be scrapped, no, but then he believes that political parties could, put in place some measures just to ensure that experienced lawmakers who are contributing to the democratic, principles of the country are actually retained in the House to ensure continuity.
I see. Those who were defeated, especially the MPP side, 2 weeks ago, have you seen some of them? How is their demeanor like?
Well, we've seen quite a number of them appearing before the House today. We saw the Don Kwabenya MP, Sarah Adjwasafo, who was actually in Parliament today, and then she even made contributions to the national pledge and all that. So some of them were actually in the House and they made contributions on the floor today.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Ni Ayikwe is our correspondent in Parliament, bringing us up to speed on the new information that is coming through, the new way of doing things in the House. Let's hear now Speaker Abansumana Kingsford Bagbin talk about the Ghana Black Stars.
Case of voluntary discontinuance of...
Apologies. We're going to rather hear the Speaker speak about how parties should conduct their internal parliamentary primaries to ensure that we have quality MPs in the House and how that can actually be dealt with. His proposal to political parties. Listen.
Case of voluntary discontinuance of 5 and 19, followed by deselection of 17 and 28, is not a good signal for the legislature and for Ghana's democratic development. Experience, as we all know, counts in this House. But the endorsement of your party to contest is equally important. Honorable members, the hemorrhage and cost to the nation is, however, a matter of great concern worth considering by all stakeholders. And I want to appeal to the political parties to take this matter up seriously.
So that's the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sandamadu here with Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. We'll return with more, including the Ghana Journalists Association's ban on ENDMP Farouk Mahama.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The wait is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants on selected match days from selected Total Energy service stations, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages Total Energies GH for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
Do you care enough about your business? Then it's time to make a transition to renewable energy and energy efficiency solutions. Visit the AGI Energy Service Center and talk to us. AGI ESC cares about business growth. That is why we're here to assist industries cut production costs through energy savings. We provide you with solar feasibility studies, energy audits, energy efficiency trainings, and financial advisory services. Visit agiesc.com for more information or call us on 0507 977 902, an initiative of the Association of Ghana Industries in partnership with the German Development Corporation, implemented by GIZ.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting from number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. Former President and NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama is up in the northern part of the country campaigning for a possible election of him or his re-election as President of the Republic on December 7. He's been saying a number of things. Hawa has a summary of the story.
The General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Fifi Fiavi Kwete, has urged residents in the northern region to place their trust in John Mahama ahead of the 2024 general elections. He emphasized that individuals with small businesses cannot rely on the Nanado Bawumia government as they impose burdensome taxes that collapse businesses. Fifi Fiavi Kwete urged voters to make informed decisions during the polls in December, prioritizing candidates who genuinely prioritize their welfare regardless of their geographical location. These remarks were made by Fifi Kwete in Tamale during the second day of the NDC's flag bearers Building Ghana tour of the northern region.
Northern region, you have produced a person that we can be proud about. Genuine son of the region, genuine son of Ghana. He tells the truth. That when he speaks, don't you trust him? Yes, you can trust him. He told Ghana that even though Doomso was not caused by me, I will fix Doomso. And what did he do? He fixed it. So you can commit your business into his hand because he's a man that can be trusted.
That was the General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Fiavi Kwete.
Now, the former president has been giving or listing a number of promises, and let me just take you through some of them as we have compiled here in the Citi Newsroom since he went up north. I'll restore original names of universities renamed by Akufo-Addo, that's Mahama. And he said the flag bearer of Opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has vowed to reverse the names of President Akufo-Addo gave to some public universities in the country if he's re-elected as president in 2024. Another promise, next NDC government will revamp Black Stars with homegrown players. That's according to Mahama. The new Black Stars will be built on homegrown players according to National Democratic Congress 2024 flag bearer John Mahama. He made this statement during the Northern Region leg of his Building the Ghana We Want tour as he campaigns to be elected as president of Ghana, aiming to replace outgoing Ghanaian President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Another one, John Mahama promises to prioritize resolution of Boko conflict if re-elected. The flag bearer of the NDC, again John Dramani Mahama, has pledged to prioritize efforts towards resolving the protracted Boko conflict if granted another term in office. Another promise is made, I'll scrap earmarked funds capping and realignment bill if I win 2024 polls. That's Mahama again. And this story says flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, says he will scrap the earmarked funds capping and realignment bill 2017 introduced by the finance minister in parliament. And the list continues. His campaign, though, is still proceeding. Let's touch base with his campaign. Beatrice Annan is a lawyer and spokesperson for the John Mahama campaign team. She's joined us on the line. Madam, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Maru.
Whereabouts in Ghana is the campaign trail?
Maru, currently, as I speak to you, we are in Tamale, in the northern region.
I see. Where and where have you been prior to today?
We have been to about 10 regions. We've been to the 3 Bono regions. We've done Central region, Western North, Western region, Upper East, and we are in the Northern region, after which we'll do Greater Accra.
You've covered a lot of kilometers there. Considering that last year and the year before were declared years of road by this government, what did you see in terms of the status of the roads as you toured Ghana?
Omar, for everywhere we went, if there were 2 major things which the people complained about, road, I would rank it as number 2. Number 1 was the issue of unemployment. And number 2 has to do with the nature of the road. In all the regions we have been to, every chief, every opinion leader, every group we have met, they have complained about abandoned roads. They have complained about their roads not being constructed. They have complained about the nature of their roads that are actually affecting economic activities. And for me, I haven't seen anything substantially different 7 years. And given the resources that this government has, I think that is a shame. Devoid of partisanship, I think that we could have done better for the people of Ghana. And it's a shame that 7 years down the line, we are having to have the same discussions that the people were having 7 years prior to this government coming into office.
I see. Are there roads that you left behind under construction, which roads have not been completed, so you can say, well, we started something, these people came and did nothing? Or it was a situation or a case of you did nothing, they have done nothing, so you can't really say much?
Yeah. Well, before I even answer that question, this campaign or this debate would not be about you did something and I did nothing. You know, let me take you back a bit. In the Kufuor era and in the 2008 election, the debate between the NDC and the NPP was always about who had built more hospitals, who had built more roads, who had built more schools, and it was about we did maybe 9 and this person says we did 6 or we are almost at par. But as I speak to you, it is what the NDC did against 0. Coming to the question of roads, in the Bunu regions and in Ashanti region, in communities where they grow cocoa, under the erstwhile NDC administration, the party or the government took a decision to develop roads in cocoa growing areas. And so these roads were being developed under the Cocoa Road project. For some of them, when we went to Goso, for instance, I recall vividly the chief telling us that right in front of his palace, the road had even received the first coat to be asphalted later. But 7 years down the line, under the guise of auditing cocoa roads in the Western North region, in the Three Bono region, in part of Ahafo, and Eastern region, which were benefiting from the cocoa road, the roads have even gone bad. Roads where some of them were 50% complete, 70% complete, 80% complete, under the guise of auditing cocoa roads, we have destroyed and dissipated the resources that were invested in. So that was what the NDC started, and that is the state of the road as we speak today. Even inner roads which could have been maintained in various regions, I don't know the north very well, but for some of the towns we went to, like Yendi, like Gushegu, that I can vividly recall, the chiefs were complaining about roads which we started. For instance, in Yendi, they complain about the Yendi water project, which began under the NDC, and 7 years down the line, the people of Yendi still do not have access to potable water because this government never continued the project. And so it's been about what the NDC did and the nothing that the NPP is not doing, if I should put it that way. And trust me, devoid of partisanship, it is a very sad situation. Because one will ask, given the resources that this government has, they should have done triple and double of what the NDC did. But no, the story is not the same. In communities which were not connected to the national grid before the NDC exited power, those communities still don't have access to electricity. In Esunafo North, that is the story. Here in the northern region and some parts of Zibila, that is the story. And I think that I would have loved for the discussion to be that we did this and the NPP came to also do this, and then we can have a debate. Because trust me, we don't want a vindication, or the NDC doesn't want to be vindicated where the lives of people are being affected. That is not the kind of vindication we want. But as I speak to you, touring more than 10 regions, the story is the same everywhere.
Interesting. So what has been former President Mahama's message to the people everywhere he has gone to? What's his message?
So the message has been targeted. And so depending on the region and the community and the message President Mahama has been given to them. So for instance, I can tell you that in the training colleges that we have been in all the 10 regions, the major issue affecting the teacher trainees is the issue of the licensure exam. And President Mahama, I'm sure we all know, has promised to cancel it and rather add it to the final year curriculum so that like lawyers, like medical doctors, you don't have to come out, graduate, before you go and write another professional exam to ascertain or to attain a professional status. President Mahama has also been saying that he will not cancel the CSHS, but he will review it to make it better. Because in most places, parents are calling for a better reforms. They are asking that the double track system be abolished. And so that's what he's been saying. President Mahama has been saying that he does not believe that every district must necessarily have a factory, that the cycle of a factory must be based on a comparative advantage, I beg your pardon, which region is better placed to produce what. And so in the Bono region, for instance, they produce a lot of tomatoes. So in the next NDC government in the Bono region, we should be processing the tomatoes that are produced. He has also been saying that addressing the concerns of artisans, hairdressers, tailors, that the NDC is going to repeat its promise of introducing the National Apprenticeship Program into our developmental strategy so that young people who want to learn the trade of dressmaking, hairdressing, and all those skills will be supported to learn and also be given startup toolkits. He has also been saying that one of the reasons why we don't get value for money, especially when it comes to our resources, is that we allow foreign companies to come and do prospecting. And so in the next NDC government, it is important that we begin to look at things differently. And so we will invest in geological services so that governments can have some equitable and reasonable share in mineral discoveries that are being made. He has also said that when we went to most of the countries, it will surprise you that the majority of people are involved in agriculture. And so as part of the support for farmers, we are going to set up farmer support services in each district so that farmers who are in cooperatives will be supported with the needed farm inputs to boost agriculture. The concerns of many farmers have been that they cannot get access to fertilizer. The fertilizers which are in the system are with MPP party chairmen in various constituencies and districts. And so unless you are politically linked, you may not have access to fertilizer. And the ones which are available in the market are excessively expensive. And so in addressing these concerns, he has promised to establish the Farmer Services Center. In this part of the country...
Madam, just as we wrap up, do you not think that your promises are becoming one too many? You're promising everything, including everything, and now you're even talking about Ghana Football Association. Are you sure you're not over-promising?
No, we are not over-promising. Let me give you a typical example. We are a third world country. Every aspect of this country needs to be touched. And so this is a man who, at the same time when he was building schools, we were constructing hospitals, we are supporting farmers with free fertilizers, we were still saving and building economic buffers like the Sinking Fund, the Exim Bank, the Ghana Infrastructure Fund, and everything. We were also managing the cocoa sector better and supporting farmers. All these things were being done. It is the reason why you have sector ministers in various organizations or in various aspects of the economy so that you cannot just come and do one thing. Everything. And Umar, let me say that I am the one privileged to be tabulating the concerns of these people. And many of the concerns they are expressing, these are things that can be done through the district assembly. We are not having to rehabilitate roads because today the district assembly common fund is not getting to them. The people who are supposed to receive support for export, they are not receiving because the likes of whom to me are beneficiaries of the Exim Bank, which President Mahama set up. So we are only saying that in every aspect of the economy, where there seems to be so many wrong, where corruption is eating it up, where so many things are being done, if we can just go back to the basics, the people should have the benefit of what their taxes are being used for. Because, Omar, trust me, before finally, if we have lost more than 45 billion cedis to corruption, if we have lost so much money by way of the COVID-19 report that the Auditor General released recently, if we only decide to channel these resources to the people of Ghana, I'm not sure that any of these promises can be said to be too much.
Very well.
And this is a man with a track record. He has done it before and he promises to do it again.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Wish you all the best. And when you continue with the campaign, we'll be talking to you later on.
Thank you very much, Maro. I'm grateful.
That's Madam Beatrice Annan. She's spokesperson for the John Mahama campaign team. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. We have more coming your way. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
I'm afraid. Media Sambisanda Moa. And Yamatiano, Mumu, Planet, Mumu, Podom, Pemon, Yakono. Eh, Quabna. No Mumu wants me to be just Mali, my in that day. And the crew, complete Miri Nambudom, Pimusan, so excellent Eba. I had a binding to Braye, who sit in a mobile, some man, what in it. Sir, I now could you soon use President Chaco, Nenry dear, a mouse, who you could fit of that. No, what you ask you, my mother feel you. Kojo, sir. Yeah. President Eba and a President Chaco. A baby, you're gonna natural.
FDIJ Jadian Katuyatu.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. 2 weeks ago, the New Patriotic Party held its primaries in one of the constituencies that the primaries was conducted, Yendi, in the northern region. The election results were not declared because there was confusion during the counting of the ballots. In the melee that ensued following the confusion that erupted, our correspondent who was covering the election, Mohammed Aminu Emalabira, told us how he was assaulted physically by thugs led by the Member of Parliament, Honorable Farouk Mahama, who is actually seeking re-election both as parliamentary candidate and also as MP. We've condemned that issue. We've talked about has told us the story. Now, the Ghana Journalists Association, supported by the Media Foundation for West Africa, the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, and the Private Newspaper Publishers Association, Primpac, have today called a press conference, at which press conference they condemned the assault on the journalist and also made some directives. Let's speak to Albert Jumfor. He's a Journalists Association president, the Ghana Journalists Association president. Mr. President, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, my good brother, Sandy.
I hope everything is going well.
First of all, good evening to your service listeners and your able team. Everything is going well. In fact, I'm really excited and I'm overwhelmed by the cooperation from our members, and so far, so good.
Tell me about today's decision. Who else? I've mentioned the groups that were there, but what considerations did you make before making the announcement that you made?
Oh, it's very simple. Sandra, this happened to your correspondent in the northern region, and for that matter, Yendi. And again, we are saying that the evidence before us, the evidence, the visual, the videos we have assessed and all that, there's no doubt, there's no way Farouk Mahama, that dishonorable MP, can exonerate himself at everywhere he finds himself, being it the law court, being it the court of public opinion, being it Parliament Privilege Committee, and wherever, because we have the evidence. The evidence is very solid, and we think that we are on the right path. In fact, where this is the way to go, we want to send a signal, caution that look, we are not going to relax on our call now members to blacklist politicians, individuals, or groups who write against journalists or who will be an impediment to press freedom and media independence. So this is really, we did it to our consent, as you know, because we felt that, look, even with our consent, she didn't assault or attack a journalist, but attacks around a did. And this is a case whereby we have a member of parliament personally attacking and assaulting a journalist and then empowering his staff or supporters to pounce on him and beat him to pulp. We will not entertain such act, and we still stand by our position. We made our resolution and demands regarding the attack on your colleagues. Very simple. We made few demands. I don't think this is something to worry about. This is not many. First, our major demand was that all media houses must blacklist and offer Farouk Ali Mahama no media coverage and also an interview. As an MP for Yendi and any other state position, he owes until further notice, because we want our colleagues and our members to know that apart from him being insensitive, the work of journalists, as demonstrated during the parliamentary primaries, we're also saying that there are vigilantes around him who may harm our members if they go near or close to him. So we should just stay away from him and attack. And this is our third call. We didn't end there. We also use the platform to call on the leadership of the MPP at the national and regional level to also seek justice for our brother and colleague, Mohammed Amin Alabira, by sanctioning the MP and his hoodlums appropriately. And the third one we did was also call on the Ghana Police Service to speed up with investigations into the case and arraign the perpetrators before court to face the full rigors of the law for their distasteful conduct. This time around, we have policemen, police officials, including the regional police commander, policemen and women who were there. They actually witnessed the incident. And I don't think that we need to tell them what to do. The next time, maybe they may not only witness. Maybe it may turn to another thing else. And we have also given the MPP, regional and national, and the Ghana Police Service 10 days ultimatum each to hear from them. They should arrest the perpetrators, and if they fail, we shall advise ourselves. And this is our demand.
I see. Now, let's talk about what you have done. It is welcome news. We are grateful and honored that you're inviting journalists to do this. But how binding would it be, though? So that, are you sure that journalists across the country will respect this? Because this will be the second time you are doing this in the past few weeks. Is this something that and even in the case of Honorable Hakumsin, she's threatening to sue the GJA. How binding would this be in your recollection?
Okay, so let me clarify. Let me first of all give you an update in the case of our Kumsin. And since you have mentioned it, as we speak, we had a call from our Kumsin yesterday, and then in fact she is calling for a truce. Our Kumsin has now shown interest in the case and is ready to avail herself to assist the GJ, the police, and any other institution or body to bring the perpetrators to book. She has promised to cooperate with us, and in the few days or in the coming days, she and the team will pay us a call, and we'll have a roundtable discussion meeting on the way forward and how to bring the perpetrators to book. So, like I told you, this issue, we are all intimidated by this set of court and all that. My brother, we are within our constitutional mandate, and no one can deter or no one can intimidate us with this court issue. In fact, the court is there for everyone. It is everyone's constitutional right to run to court if you think that your right is not being served right. But let me indicate that there has been overwhelming cooperation from members. In fact, initially on our fixing directive or call, we had few people violating the call, and for our audience or listenership, let me say that this is not an order; it is a call or a directive. A call is not binding, but we are saying that in our own collective interest, and we shouldn't forget that with the media ownership structure we have in Ghana, you cannot get 100% the media to adhere to this call or to this directive, because I'm confidently informed that even our Kumsin owns a radio station in Kaswa. So do you expect our Kumsin radio station to blacklist her? So per the media structure, there are politicians who are behind with most of these stations, and if you are blacklisting a politician, you don't expect that a station or maybe stations that have interest or stations who benefit from him or her, will also do so. But what is important is that at least you have the key stations, majority of whom who are there and who cooperate with us, and that is what is happening. And I believe that for other person to even reach out, it means that yes, she's really the impact has been felt. We wanted a bike, and we wanted something bike. We wanted to feel it, to know that they need the media, they need the press more than the press or the media need them. So they shouldn't think that we are their servant, or maybe we are their beck and call, and that we need them more. No, that is not the case. I believe that it is due to our poor working condition of service that you may get some angry journalists who run to set politicians because maybe they feed them or they are the source of their livelihood or main survivor, and so they will succumb to whatever they say. No, this time around, we are bringing everybody under the same under the umbrella. We are bringing everybody. We have also started a conversation on how to improve the working condition of journalists, so as to also ensure that journalists discharge their work professionally. So we know very well. You see, let me give you an instance. We had an issue with Citi when Citi availed the platform for our public data. In fact, we got explanation from management later, and when the explanation came, and management, because we said, okay, we understood and we welcomed the explanation. And so at the time, we were concerned, we were worried about Citi availing its platform. This correspondent was also being attacked. So what we are trying to say is that the attack of journalists is a collective responsibility. It is in our collective interest. And for that matter, let's all welcome it. Let's all come together and make sure that we salvage. We are in the second month. The first month of the new year, we have recorded 2 attacks. Averagely, when we look at our records on attacks on journalists from 2016 coming, averagely it's 4 in a year. Now, last year, within a span of 8 months, from March to October, we recorded 9 attacks, over 9 attacks. Now, the year has just begun. We are in the second month. We have already recorded 2. And if so, assuming that we are going with this average of 2, we are expecting about 24 attacks. And that means that we don't take it, this year being an election year is going to be bloody. And that is why we are very much concerned. And that is why we have shown so much seriousness over this. And we are not going to relax. We are not going to relax until we bring the perpetrators and those behind this evil deed, we bring them to face the full rigors of the law.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for speaking to us.
Thank you, Noah, and we thank you for you. Thank your management. Thank the team who came to support us today in the press conference. And I believe that we hope that this is one of the many battles we are fighting. And together, we shall be victorious. We will win.
Amen. Thank you. That's Albert Jumfo, his Ghana Journalists Association president. Let's talk about the pharmaceutical industry now. Hawa?
The Wholesalers Association of Ghana has issued a collective warning regarding the Ministry of Health's proposed import ban on 142 drugs. While acknowledging the need for restrictions, the pharmacists say a careful approach is important to prevent unintended repercussions on the health of Ghanaians. During a press conference in Accra, the groups highlighted their previous collaboration with the ministry during the ban on the initial 49 drugs where stakeholders were consulted. Executive Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Importers and Wholesalers Association of Ghana, Fifi Yamwa, called for a similar dialogue to ensure that local manufacturers can effectively take over production without compromising quality.
We refer to the FDA's letter on 23rd September 2020, where the authority clearly articulated, in the interest of product quality and availability, the key conditions to be addressed before any restriction can be placed on the importation of certain classes of medicines. As a nation, the haste of trying to ban this list will undoubtedly compromise the quality of some of these medications merely for the purpose of their import ban for local manufacture. As stated by the regulator, as FDA, certain infrastructure and conditions need to be in place before ban on certain products can be implemented, so as not to compromise the quality of sale.
You heard the Executive Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Importers and Wholesalers Association of Ghana, Fifi Yamwa.
Lucia Ade is Executive Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association of Ghana. Lucia, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. The understanding is that you are not entirely happy with the fact that this other association is not happy with the proposed ban, which means that you are excited by the restriction. But the question fundamentally would be, do you have capacity?
Okay, thank you so much and good evening. I think it's important that before we even start the conversation, we have a bit of background. So we know that Ghana is to be a manufacturing hub. And then under the 10-point agenda, pharmaceuticals is one of the industries that is being supported to grow. This process of restriction has been done over the years. Over the past about 20 years, we've had a list of medicines being restricted from 5 to 12, 30 to 49, and then now it is growing. The question of whether we have capacity or not is a good question that has been answered at the committee level, of which the chamber and the pharmaceutical importers and wholesalers were part of. We have been engaging over the past 4 years, assessing capacity, looking at molecules and scheduling to ensure that there will be no shortages. And because we have the capacity, the ministry has supported this. So I am disappointed that after all this engagement over a period of 4 years, you come out with a press statement to sort of mar the whole process and make everybody look bad, as though to say that we are taking your business from you when we have given you the opportunity to do contract manufacturing with us in your brand. Where we've had the FDA, we've done a lot of consultation, a lot of engagement. We've spent a lot of time and resources to ensure that there's a roadmap leading to this restriction. And you come out to make it seem as if you have not been engaged at all or not effectively. All the people that are here are sitting on the committee. We are on a platform. We are currently still engaging. And there are systems and structures to ensure that this engagement is ongoing. So this is not about making me happy. This is about the fact that I'm disappointed in having a system and structure working and coming out to make it seem as if we haven't done anything over the past 4 years. That is exactly what my point is.
When this restriction is imposed, you reckon it's something that can start immediately and you can deliver, or you think based on your capacity, we should start it gradually so that we graduate it maybe?
Okay, so the honest truth is that because of the committee's engagement, we've actually scheduled the whole restriction into 4 schedules. So we have a schedule 1, which is the 49 molecules, which is already restricted as at now. So kindly, we shouldn't have products like folic acid, paracetamol, that we have excess capacity to manufacture here being imported into the country. Then we have a second schedule that would also take an immediate effect. Some of the things on the second schedule are things that are 99% water. I'm talking about the drips and things like that. Currently, the local manufacturers have exceeded the capacity needed by the country. And we have machines that are lying down idle. We are supporting not just Ghana, we are supporting West Africa when it comes to infusion and other things. There are blood tonics and cough machines that are predominantly water. Why should we be importing water when we can make the products locally?
Okay.
The third schedule, we've given I'll say a period of 3 years before it comes into being. And then the fourth schedule, you will need a bioequivalent. Luckily, we have the first bioequivalent of the art in the country. So I don't understand why we put all these systems and structures in place and you still come out, make it seem as if we don't have capacity, we don't know what we are doing. It's a very unfair statement, and the chamber and PUA must take it back.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Lucia Ade. She's Executive Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association of Ghana. When we come back, Point Blank, and then on business news before we have Point Blank. And Point Blank, my guest is, we're talking about the NPP parliamentary primaries that just ended one. Stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The wait is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants on selected match days from selected Total Energy service stations, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages Total Energies GH for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
Ite Amoris, The Journey of Love. Pre-Valentine's Day with Uncle Ibo White. A captivating evening bursting with love laced with activities to strengthen you on the journey of love. Welcome cocktail, red carpet and photo sessions. Exclusive live performance of a play for better for worse. Up close with Uncle Ibo White. Love bites, that's refreshment. Melting moments with Choco Bites. Dance with love. All happening at the La Palma Royal Beach Hotel. Date Saturday, 10th of February 2024. Red carpet starts at 6 p.m. Come and enjoy live music by Efe Keys and the Iris Band. 1,200 Ghana cedis for couple, 800 Ghana cedis for singles. Be our guest on Valentine's Day. An intimate love-filled dinner at the Cozy Continental Restaurant. Date Wednesday, 14th of February 2024. We welcome you with a cocktail. Melting moments from Chocobite with acoustic music from Efe Keys. Menu available upon request. 800 Ghana cedis for double, 450 Ghana cedis for singles. We have a special sleepover rate available. For reservations, call 0577 665 964. La Palma Royal Beach Hotel, uniquely golden, traditionally Ghanaian.
Let's put our phones away and call them more.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Details of our stories now. The International Monetary Fund is allaying concerns about prolonged negotiations between bilateral creditors and African countries, including Ghana, for a finalization of terms for external debt restructuring. Ghana, like its counterpart receiving IMF bailout packages in the sub-region, is pushing for an expedited debt relief under the G20 framework, having reached various levels of agreement with external creditors. But speaking in a media interaction in Washington, D.C., Director of the African Department at the IMF, Abebe Selassie, said the fund will ensure that these processes are not delayed any further in order not to jeopardize advances made in the economic recovery of individual countries.
I want to again stress that, honestly, like relative to how long official debt restructuring have historically taken place, the speed at which debt has been reprofiled under the common framework, slower than as it is, for us would like to see and countries would like to see, has been quite good. And I think from one case to the other, we've seen an acceleration in terms of the effectiveness of the common framework.
Abebe Selassie is the IMF's Director of the African Department. Now, tax analyst Geoffrey Okansi is calling on the government to explore innovative revenue mobilization strategies that will ensure full tax compliance rather than imposing additional taxes on Ghanaians. This plea follows government's decision to rescind an earlier plan to implement a 15% value-added tax on electricity consumption above the lifeline. In an interview with City Business News, Geoffrey Okansi urged the government to consider roping in the informal sector operators and tighten its present mechanisms to prevent leakages to meet its financial target without exacerbating the challenges faced by the average Ghanaian.
Saturated with taxes. The most important thing they can do now is to explore the night and dawn economy. People who are carting goods from the hinterland, coming to the various markets, Malata market, Domain market, bringing goods worth about 70 or 80,000 cedis, and then they actually distribute it before it is morning, when the GRA officials will start their work. All these people are avoiding paying taxes. They are not actually deliberately evading taxes. That's the time they do business, night and dawn economy. Focus on the night and dawn economy, collect the taxes from there, expand the tax net to cover everybody else. Go to the construction industry. There are carpenters who are roofing buildings for 40,000, 60,000. Who these persons are not able, actually, are not paying some taxes to the government. Government is not able to collect from them. All you have to do is ensure that people who are working with the GRA go in out there, collect the right data, work with the Ghana Statistical Service, get all their data right. YOCO can help them. Those who are evading these taxes, there should be a punitive measure to make it very, very, very unfriendly for them. That's what I think we should do.
Geoffrey Okansi is a tax analyst. Energy analyst Dr. Yusuf Sulemana has added his voice to calls for government to relook at the introduction of the emissions levy. According to him, the tax will not only add on to the numerous nuisance taxes in the country, but will also deepen the burdens of Ghanaians. His call comes as many stakeholders, including the Ghana Private Road Transport Union (GPRTU), have kicked against the move by the government, but their efforts have been unattended to. Dr. Yusuf Sulemana has been speaking to City Business News.
With the reasons given for why this tax is being introduced, I think it's laughable and highly disingenuous to think that we're going to fight climate change, and there's a strategy that we have to use. I know it is just a smoke screen. Just to beef up our revenue. That's why I'm saying that it's unfortunate to play around with something as important as a climate change fight. In any case, the money that's going to come out from it, I don't think it's going to serve or go into any climate change fight whatsoever. At any given point in time in this our current economic dispensation, I think any new taxes being introduced within the system is going to be counterproductive.
That was energy analyst Dr. Yusuf Sulemana ending City Business News on Eyewitness News. The Business News on Eyewitness News is brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Up next is Point Blank.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, that be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244-308-111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
City TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV. City TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. City TV, it's your world.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Tonight on Point Blank, the New Patriotic Party's parliamentary primaries in constituencies where he has sitting MPs produced defeat for 28 MPs. One of them is my guest tonight. He replaced the Minister for Foreign Affairs as MP for Anyaso Utuom. And now he himself has been replaced. Dr. Dixon Adumako Kesi, you're welcome to Prime Blank.
Thank you.
Sorry, your microphone is off. You can respond.
Okay, thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Could have been better.
Could have been better. I know, right? I know. Yes. Did you go to Parliament today?
I was there very early.
How was the mood like?
Well,
knowing that Umba Habium, at least not for the next 4 or 5 years.
Well, let me first of all take the opportunity and thank you for having me here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, more importantly, your viewers and listeners. You guys reach too many people.
We do?
Yes, too many people, local, foreign, and everywhere. So let me say that. And then also to my constituents who are also listening. Today, well, for me, last week I was doing public accounts work. So I was still in Parliament last week.
Mm-hmm.
But going back and having the speaker start this first of the year meeting was fantastic, and I think that the benefit of being a member of Parliament is the fact that you have a term of office. So my actual term ends January 7th next year. Unlike other appointments that the president can take you off any day, anytime. So that's the other thing that cushions you a little bit in terms of the psychosocial aspect of it.
I see.
So I think that, yes, business will be a bit different because I'll be descaling more than, upscaling or escalating. So I will, without further ado, temper down on some of the things naturally is expected. Because even if you push hard, people would ask you that question, but you're not coming next time around. So why bother? Yeah. So today wasn't bad.
But would it make you lackadaisical?
Not necessarily. I think that
because right now, if they are looking for people to come and vote for something, by all means, Charlie, you can sleep. Nothing will happen to you.
Well. I mean, we all have different reasons for going to Parliament. For instance, if there's a bill serious about health, and I'm very passionate about health, I won't sit home. So I think for different reasons, people will have need to support the party, the government, and as it stands now, if there's a bill on, there are many bills we're looking at affirmative action ahead of us and other electricity, energy savings bills. So I think that if you're passionate about the job, you still go at it.
Okay. Yeah. But what happened though? Why did you lose? And you didn't lose small. You lost bigly.
Well, the score line 813 against 566.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, it is a lot, but a loss is a loss. And I think that there were many factors. One that comes to mind is having a dissenting mind, and what I mean by that is there's been a number of cases that I had a dissenting mind. But I'm still
in the National Party agenda. You mean?
Yes, and I think that it may have also contributed.
For instance,
I mean, I'm one of the few that stood initially for Ken must go. I wouldn't say that's the one key reason, but I think it may have contributed.
It played a role.
Yes.
Do you think he sponsored a candidate?
No.
How would it have affected you in your constituency?
No, I think, some people naturally might not like a dissenting mind. They believe that maybe all of us ought to sing one song. So that in of itself may have swayed some people to vote against.
People who think that you're doing it against your own government. How dare you?
Exactly.
So party members who think, no, don't. You're supposed to just sing the chorus regardless.
Yes. So I think that is one
But do you regret saying that Kennedy Oforiatta must go?
Well, I think that I was likening it to Roe versus Wade in America.
Okay.
50 years down the line, the dissenting minds are now, what is in vogue. So I think that in the annals or the, of the history of parliamentary proceedings, who knows, 50 years from now, those who dissented might be seen as the people who are on the right side of history. So I think I may have paid for it, but I still think that at the time it was the right decision
call.
because I am the people's representative, and we took that decision largely based on what the constituents were saying, not necessarily just my decision.
Do you think that that position of yours is still now, or you still think Ken must go?
I'll leave it for the jury.
You are still representing the people.
Because I think that, along the line, people changed. The sentiments and...
what's your personal view? You joined
view?
a press conference, 80 plus of you. You said it was the first time we're seeing sitting MPs of a governing party.
Yeah.
Many months on, the president has thrown away your request or demand. You say you people can go to hell. He didn't put it in so many words, but that's what he has said. He has not fired his minister. The minister has not resigned. Do you think, as we speak today, 6th February 2024, Ken must still go?
I mean, there are many ways. My reason then, and let me state categorically.
Okay, a medical doctor.
Yes,
either giving me paracetamol.
No. I'm being straight with you. And the key thing is that usually in bankruptcy, the person who's at the helm of affairs is let go. I mean, that's what I know.
Yeah.
I mean, based on my experience, knowledge, and let me add my exposure. So if we were doing right by financial knowledge that I have,
the status quo, what do you know?
Status quo in the world, then it should have been.
That's history today.
As it stands now, I think that...
Or you think it's pointless for him to go now?
Well, we have how many more months to an election?
10.
To make a change now, I'm wondering how impactful it will be.
So Ken must stay?
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that you have to weigh as a cost-benefit analysis. As it stands now, personally, I don't think making a change now, where we have rigid rules and regulations from the IMF, whoever becomes your next finance minister has little room to make any extraordinary changes.
So I say.
No, what I'm saying is that we're on autopilot. So
you can't control much.
It's not, anybody who thinks, and if you read the likes of Black Swan, sometimes we adjudicate or we make a bold claim that some particular individual can make monumental changes. And I can tell you today, it might not augur well with a lot of people, but I think that looking at a few months left towards the election, and looking at the time it takes for any financial guru to get into affairs and be ready to rumble, it takes 6 months. So if you should put in anybody today, 6 months from February is what?
Nothing much. So you don't regret supporting the campaign that he must be removed, but now you think that...
At the time it was relevant.
But then, now you don't.
You're not really sure. Now, I don't think that it will make any
much difference.
Especially because we're on autopilot.
I see.
And there isn't much that if you look at the budget, the budget for this year, I mean, there's little room for
maneuver.
Let me say maneuvering. Okay. We've already cut down on many governmental expenditures, and I'm wondering. I mean, what new thing? Another person can come in.
Your second problem may be your support for Alan Chemantiane. You were on that campaign.
I'm sure that also may have.
Another unpopular campaign.
Yes. That may have also contributed. But I stated my reasons categorically. The fact that, to a large extent, I believed that industrialization is superior, and that...
over digitalization,
that still holds. I mean, regardless. Granted, it was not a personal thing, and once it
was a policy position you took.
Yes, I mean, based on my economics background, I've always believed that if there's no industry, you cannot improve efficiency with digitalization.
Okay.
So that was my reason. Nothing beyond that.
Based on your principle in supporting that, and if digitalization won over industrialization, you should have quit. You shouldn't have hoped to remain with the digitalization agenda, knowing that the policy ab initio based on your principle was wrong.
Quit in what way?
Quit means you shouldn't have even sought re-election, because you should have said, well, the guy I was supporting has left the party. He did not win. So what's the point of going? Because even if I go, it will not be an industrialization agenda, it will be a digitalization agenda, and I do not think that agenda is a way to go. Policy decision principle.
I always believe that you need to stay to help shape the future. So letting go or quitting isn't my thing. I believe that in any industry or any organization, sometimes it's important to stay in and let them know that there's an alternative, or if not for better words, be part of helping shape affairs for the future. You cannot always win with what your thoughts are, but you can at least make some amendments and also contribute one way or the other to whatever it is. And I think that the majority made a decision. And in fact, whether fortunately or unfortunately, that the man himself left the party, and my allegiance to the party has always been priority for me. And once the individual who was championing that within the party had left the party, then there was no point.
You feel orphaned by his exit?
Well, it was a dream, and once it didn't materialize, it's not necessarily orphanage. I think that it did not pan out, but I think that eventually, we will find ways of improving efficiency in this country, and then Ghana will still need to see how best to sell the industrialization story, because I think we need it as a country.
Will you ever follow him?
Not out of the party, no.
You're not leaving the party?
I won't leave the party. I think that some of us have to stay in the party. And I believe that allegiance should never be to individuals.
Should be a cause.
But should be for the party and for some ideals.
Okay.
Yes, so that's
the third issue that may have cost you the parliamentary candidacy could be your seeming, quote and unquote, disrespect for the landlady or the mother of the constituency, Shelley Ayoko Botwe. They said after you took over as MP,
yes,
you didn't care a hoot about her, you didn't respect her, nothing whatsoever. Is that true?
Well, people have varied opinions. I'm a very independent-minded person. And I don't know where and how I would have disrespected her, So, and mind you, I mean, people have various perceptions, and I think it's a Ghanaian thing that, if you speak your mind, then it's disrespect. But I must say that if that might be other people's opinion, and I have nothing against them. But I also believe that each individual is their own. And once you become a member of parliament, you need to be able to stand your grounds and do things the way you see fit. If not, then you'll be, as it is, being remote controlled.
Did she try to remote control you? Did she try to make you a puppet?
No. It was never going to happen. And and maybe that's why some might think that it was disrespectful. But I believe that, she had done her time and it was over, and a new dawn.
New king, new law.
I had to chart my own path.
Did you have a good relationship with her?
Solid.
Before the election, you were talking. You could text each other.
We still work.
You can view her WhatsApp status. She didn't block you. For instance,
no. We have nothing like that. Yeah. I think the last interaction I had with her was before the election. Was at a funeral in Abetifi.
But she didn't support your campaign, did she?
Oh, no.
Did she support your opponent?
She was quite neutral.
Okay, so she didn't support your opponent too.
She was quite neutral. So,
this person who came to uproot you, he had contested you in 2016.
Yes.
Do you think you became unpopular or he became more popular?
I think that the dynamics in this election was not necessarily popularity.
Was it money?
I think to an extent, like I said, having a dissenting mind was one of the key things. Then secondly, yes, money may have played some role.
Was it a huge role?
Some role.
On a scale to 100, let's say a percentage. What would you say? What percentage would you give to money in this election?
Well, I think the delegates can answer that really.
No, you are a victim of the election.
I think that money played some role. Yes, agreeable.
You think the election was bought?
It contributed largely. But
how
percentage-wise,
how large?
Percentage-wise, it'll be difficult to put a number. It'll be difficult.
On the scale, so there is a pie chart.
Mm-hmm.
You have support for Alan, support for Ken Must Go, money. Which one will be the bigger chunk?
No, the thing is, let me split it evenly. Yeah, let me split it evenly.
So each of them played a role.
Yeah.
Did you not give money yourself?
I gave some support.
Do you want to say how much?
Well, I mean, I think.
Don't worry. OSP is not listening.
To help you, I've had to sit with the auditing authorities in this country after making a statement as to how much I spent, and I don't think I want another.
Which auditing authorities?
Oh, I think I had to sit with Ghana Revenue Authority at some point in time after my win in 2020. Because I was just quantifying the entire, campaign period, what had gone into it. And they mistakenly thought it was a day's amount spent. But I can at least tell you on authority that, we put in something. You have to. And unfortunately...
How much did it cost you, this election, even though you lost? I mean, financially, how much did you pump into it? You can give me a range.
Best kept.
Come on, give me so that those who are learning will listen.
I must say that as it stands now, and I have close to 1,500 delegates. Okay, and in the future, I think that if you intend to make an entrance for anybody, you'd need to have minimum of 2 mil sitting.
2 million cedis or dollars?
Cedis.
2 million cedis.
That's just to make an entrance
and is this
to get started.
Primaries or main election?
This is primaries.
Just primaries. Doesn't matter the constituency.
I think to be safe. I'm just.
And so you are seeing it as increasing. It's not coming down.
And that is why I think that we need to have a careful look. Eventually, some may have to buy airplanes for people.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Because, I know. I can imagine.
Looking at the way it's going, and then that still will not guarantee you a win. And I also think that the caliber of people that make these decisions ought to be looked at. We might need a college where people are carefully selected, carefully trained to think appropriately. And
you think that's lacking now?
Well, I think that, looking at the Israeli system and even the British, I can tell you that the likes of James Cameron, who are selected, are people who have gone through some special training for governance.
It should not be just anybody.
Yes, and I think that...
Even though we are trying to expand and bring democracy to the grassroots, you think the grassroots should be...
One of the candidates that will be selected needs a minimum aptitude test, I think. And that is also very important.
Candidate, or you mean the people who vote, the electoral college members?
Both. We are a reflection of the people who vote for us.
On the issue of money, did you pay more than your opponent, or he paid more than you?
I think to a large extent he paid more.
Would it be like twice what you paid, or 1/3 of whatever extra of whatever you paid?
Oh man, as it got into the end, it really
was becoming big.
So,
do you know the figures he gave out? I'm sure you know. Do you want to tell me?
I've heard different people I think some took home close to 5,000
from just one candidate.
Yeah,
5,000.
Yeah.
And that from your side or from his side?
No, I mean, I'm just saying that's what
that's the range.
I hear, and some people got paid in multiple tranches, during the period. So I mean, depend on how you bargain.
Did Jubilee House campaign against you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did Dr. Bawumia's campaign against you?
No, not at all.
Do you have a good working relationship with his campaign?
Oh, yesterday I was actually in a meeting with them to look at the way forward. And I'm very excited about tomorrow's session where he'll be talking about his vision for the country.
At the UPSA?
At the UPSA.
It'll be live here on Citi FM.
4 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah. So it's I wouldn't, think that no.
You think
I doubt it.
Do you regret going to Parliament? Considering everything you have gone through?
No, not at all. I think I'm young, and for me, I think it's just the beginning.
Do you regret the money you pumped in and not win?
Not much.
Not much.
And I'm a Vegas boy, so
gambling is not a.
This
big
is you put in, and when you lose, you walk away. So
and come back again.
You come back again.
Will you try again?
And I think what I can tell you categorically is that I'm not done with politics. I'm young. I'm under 50, and this is just the beginning for me. I see this as just the beginning.
So you're not done with politics. Are you done with what's the name of your constituency?
Anya Soto. No. I live
so
there.
So you may be back, or you will be back.
I do business there, and I'm not done. I may come back in a different form, but not necessarily parliamentary. But that's where everything I do is.
In 30 seconds, what's your biggest achievement in the constituency or in parliament or nationally? Anything you remember in the past 4 years or past 3 years that you've been MP?
Well, I mean, through me, we're working on a 12 classroom block. I pride myself with that, and I'm going to make sure that we finish that so that I can at least hand that over to Odogono Senior High School. And then my contribution in health and education, I'll be very impressed if that can be beaten. I think I've made some monumental impact. No one single person may have done health screenings more than myself in the entire Greater Accra region, and I stand to be corrected. But no one single person in the entire region may have done.
Any biggest regrets the past 4 years in politics, in government?
I think it's been a fantastic experience.
Any regret? Do you regret that Akufo-Addo did not appoint you in his government?
No.
You don't regret?
No.
You're not angry with him?
No. I'm a long-term guy, and in fact, it's been a blessing staying back and learning more. And I think that if I was even appointed as deputy minister, it would have maybe troubled me because my constituents may have expected even far more than I could have delivered in the capacity as a deputy minister. So trust me, I mean, the likes of Ken never took ministerial appointment. Look at what he did.
Yeah.
So I think that the experience is fantastic. I've learned a lot. I've served on 4 committees so far: public account, health, environment, science and tech, foreign affairs. I mean, this has been, and the real work is in the committees.
Honorable Dr. Adumahu Kese, MP Anya Soto, and who I can also describe as defeated parliamentary candidate in the last.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on Point Blank.
Mucho gracias.
How do I respond? My Spanish.
De nada.
Okay. I think I would have said it. Akpena or kakaka.
Okay, that one too can.
So say
Akpena mau. That's a different one.
Well, that would be it for Eyewitness News tonight. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu. Production by Kwabna Wilson, Beverly London, and the technical support from Desmond Nyakun. New media support from Edwin Kwako. We return tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. And of course, we'll be bringing you coverage of that lecture by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Not lecture, but an address to the nation. His first maiden address to the nation since becoming flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.